This is Newsworld Online TV.
Africa is limping. It's the second largest continent in the world in both area and population. With 54 countries, Africa is full of potentials and leading natural and unique resources. As of today, Africa's population stands at about 1.4 billion, but its dreams, visions, and missions have been under siege. Does Africa really have friends? This very hour on the documentary table, Newsworld Online TV spells out the plight in the land of Ethiopia. But before anything, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more truth bites. I'm Matthew Perez Anumo, and this is Newsworld Online TV. Welcome on board.
All in all, African states have been frightened to instability. It isn't a new phenomenon. Threatened by rebels, coups after coups is the order of the day. To date, a third of African countries are affected by active armed conflicts, raping the progress of Africa. Well, Ethiopia wasn't colonized. It's among the 8 countries that haven't been pioneered. Ethiopia has a population of about 119 million, which is equivalent to 1.47% of the total world's population. Even so, ethnicity has robbed its citizens peace and joy. Ethiopia has more than 80 tribes, predominantly the Oromo at 34.4% of the country's population, and the Amhara account for 27%, Somali 6.2%, Tigray 6.1%, Sidama 4%, Gurage 2.5%, Welaita 2.3%. The list is long. Ethiopia has seen more years of wars and unrest than peace and harmony. Ethiopia is at risk of collapsing. The conflict has left thousands dead, forcing more than 1 million people to flee to other neighboring countries for safety. The tide of the civil war has caused famine, but the rebel forces feel more muscular. In a nation that has since stood firm, rebelling against colonies, their internal toughness is worth it. Defeat and fear isn't in the dictionaries. Notwithstanding, Ethiopia is at war with itself. To begin with, we must understand where the rain started beating them. Calls for change by students, the military, and other members of the ruling family, combined with the emperor's decreasing awareness, led to his abdication in 1974. And on September 1974, the DAG, a non-ideological committee of low-ranking officers and enlisted men in the Ethiopian army, became the ruling military junta to mark the end of the Emperor Haile Selassie, who ruled from 1930 to 1974. It didn't take long. The military, Ethiopia's new rulers, set up a Marxist regime, executing thousands of their political opponents, and aligned themselves with the Soviet Union. What followed were severe droughts during the 1980s, bringing about famine, leading to considerable internal strife and independence movements in the regions of Eritrea and Tigray. In the early 1991, Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, the EPRDF, a Tigrayan-led coalition of rebel organizations under the leadership of Meles Zenawi, began to achieve real success and defeated the Ethiopian army, forcing military dictator Haile Mariam Mengistu to flee the country. And on May 28, 1991, the EPRDF tanks entered Addis Ababa virtually unopposed. Soon after, a transition government was formed with Meles Zenawi as its president. They dominated Ethiopian politics from 1991 to 2018 February, when Haile Mariam Desalegn resigned, having ruled from 2012 to 2018 as Ethiopia's third prime minister. Days of silence arose, and on 1st March 2018, 180 EPRDF Executive Committee members started their meeting to elect the leader of the party. And then the third chairman of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, also the first Oromo in that position, Abiy Ahmed Ali, rose out of the woods to become the fourth prime minister in 2nd April 2018 to mark the end of the EPRDF's 30-year reign. Back a little while, in Ethiopia, the second largest ethnic groups, the Oromo and the Amhara, make up more than 60% of their population, while Tigrayans are the third largest at 6%. And yet, the TPLF is the most powerful rebellious force in the country. What is behind the resilience? Since losing power in 2018, the TPLF has worked to undermine Ethiopia's government reforms. Under the lead of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali, the TPLF has been behind much of the internal tensions and ethnic violence that has plagued Ethiopia into wars. After assuming office, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali formed a single national prosperity party that wasn't organized on ethnic grounds. This robbed the happiness of the Tigrayan people. After they defeated the Marxist military dictatorship in 1970s, their boldness rose to being extraordinary. They grabbed weapons from the military. They have been in power and control all finances. That's why their weapons are beyond compare. Their intelligence in war is in another level. They are estimated to have more than 250,000 rebellious army. The unexpected stability transpired since Abiy Ahmed Ali acceded. The Tigrays thought of how to destabilize Ethiopia in a bid to walk into power again. And as a matter of fact, they have missed power. In November 2020, the Tigrayan People Liberation Front TPLF attacked an Ethiopian military base in the region following a long-standing dispute over the distribution of power and the nature of ethnic federalism in Ethiopia, killing non-Tigray state forces while asleep. And then Abiy Ahmed Ali decided to respond back in a bid to hold them accountable, but the international community dubbed it as genocide, forgetting the killing of the innocent Ethiopian soldiers. To date, the war is skyrocketing. Newsworld Online TV reads in between the lines. The Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam in Benishangul Gumuz region, located about 45 kilometers east of the border of Sudan, will aid in electricity production, having a projected capacity of more than 6,000 megawatts. It's to relieve Ethiopia's acute energy shortage and for export to neighboring countries. After the dam project is complete, Egypt's water will be decreased from 12% to 25%, and Egypt hasn't subscribed to the idea. Right, does Egypt have its foot in Ethiopia's instability? Could they be puppets behind the ugly situation in Ethiopia? Since taking office, Ahmed has also secured the release of thousands of Ethiopians imprisoned in Sudan, Kenya, and Saudi Arabia, a move that attests to his commitment to revive Ethiopian nationalism and protect citizens wherever they are. All said, Ahmed Abiy Ali isn't immune to criticism. The return of normalcy in Ethiopia is still unclear. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed announced a national state of emergency for 6 months. He has called his troops to step up, mobilize, and fight back barely 2 years after he was crowned with a Nobel Prize for Peace. He has appealed to citizens to take up arms to block advancing rebel fighters. This comes as urgent efforts to calm Ethiopia's war reaches 1 year down the line. What next for Ethiopia? This is Newsworld Online TV documentary table, and I'm Matthew Perez Adungo.